Hey guys, this is Miss Momo here and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, this is Miss Momo here and welcome back to my channel. I have gained so many subscribers in the last, I would say, 2 months or so. So I am so thankful for every single one of you that have subscribed to my channel. And if you happen to just find me, this is a channel about a mom who is a teacher who is just trying to balance mommyhood, who's trying to be a fantastic teacher and trying to have a life in between. So if you want to know a few tips and tricks of how I get through my day, how I get through my weeks, then this is a channel for you. If you have any advice that you can give me, please subscribe and don't forget to comment down below. And I want to talk to you about two things that have affected me the last 2 weeks. I talked a little bit about it in my other video, but it is about me serving jury duty for 2 weeks and getting back into the groove of things. So the first half of this video, I want to talk to you about the jury duty experience. And then the second half, I want to talk to you about how I manage to have my class function and move forward while I was away. All right, first thing first, I will say about 5 weeks ago, I was summoned, meaning I received a letter in the mail. It was a very serious letter. I knew right away was something I couldn't blow off. And essentially it told me that I have been summoned to appear on a certain date, that was the only notification that I would get, and that it is not okay for me to just blow them off. I either had to call them if I had some extenuating circumstance, or I would have to show up for jury duty. So first thing I did was I called my place of employment, let them know I've been summoned, and it was pretty easy. They just basically said, you know, we're a big school district. This is not the first time we've had people summoned. This is what you have to do. So it was pretty simple. I received that about a month before I was actually required to go and do my first day. So I go on the very first day. I was running a little late. I was really nervous. It was me and probably 300 other people. The line was long, was wrapped around, and we all had to stand in line, and we had to scan our jury summons because it had a barcode, and we had to sit. And I would say that is the theme for jury duty. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and sit. If I had any advice for anyone who is about to experience jury duty, it's hurry up and wait. So you have to be prepared for that. So on the very first day, it was really just orientation. I don't think that's the official name for it. We sat down, we watched a video about our rights and responsibilities, about the history of jury duty and how it's our civic responsibility. We heard from a court bailiff, we heard from a judge, and they just gave us instructions. In my district, I think it's the entire state of Kentucky, we had to be on call for jury duty for 2 weeks, so they gave us instructions. When I had to report, and I had to report 6 days total out of the 10, I think. So you go, you report, and you just wait. You go from waking up, doing your normal routine, waiting in this big room, snacking and reading, and then all of a sudden you're put in a position where you may have to make judgment about someone's livelihood, whether it's about someone in a criminal court or someone in a civil court. So it was kind of on edge, but I mean, that's just the process. And I was on edge for 2 weeks because you just never know what's going to happen. We went into the courtroom, and we were in there with the defendant, his 2 attorneys, the Commonwealth of Kentucky had 2 attorneys, and the judge and the bailiff. The judge gave us a spiel. The bailiff talked to us for a minute, but I was really listening to the questions. I was listening to the other potential jurors' answers, and I was just kind of in awe of the process. And when I tell you, the Commonwealth's attorney asked us questions for almost 2 hours. And then we had to go to lunch. We had about 90-minute lunch, which is like, hey, for a teacher who only gets like 20 minutes. Which is like, hey, for a teacher who only gets like 20 minutes. And then we came back, the defense attorney's turn, and they went for almost an hour and a half. And so we all left the jury room, and we were out for maybe 30 minutes, and we came back in. We all filed back in. And at the end of this, if your number is not called, we thank you for your service. You can go out the door. And they called 13 numbers, and I was one of the numbers. I'm not going to say much about it. I have been told since it's over, I can't talk about it. But still, I'm not going to say too much. But it was a criminal trial. It was, I'm going to call him a young man. I don't know how old he is, but he looked somewhere in his 20s. We were told he is a convicted felon, and he was caught, pulled over with a loaded handgun. So the violation, I can't remember all the legal speak or the legalese. Basically, you have a convicted felon who is not supposed to have a handgun, was caught with a handgun. So that was my case. All right, so this is the second part. Jury duty was very interesting. You know, it was inconvenient because, you know, you're working, right? And teachers, our jobs are different than other careers because we don't just sit at a desk, right? And we can't just say, we'll answer email from home, we'll work from home. I mean, we are accountable to students we have to stand in front of every single day. So it was difficult for two reasons. One, it was an extended period of time that I was not there. And the second thing that is difficult is I never knew when I was going to be out. So how do you prepare for, I might be out for a week, I might be out for 10 days, or I'm out, but I don't know if I'm going to be out for 2 days, then back in the classroom, and then not there. It's just, how do you keep the learning going? A couple of tricks, two things that has really helped me get back on track with my kids after jury duty. All right, tip number one, if you can, what has helped me keep in contact and on track with my kids while I was at jury duty is to never stop communicating. I was not able to go into school most days after jury duty, but that doesn't mean I stopped communicating with my kids. I communicated with kids via email, but mostly communicated through Google Classroom. So to keep in contact with my kids, I made sure the work was relevant and current to what they were doing, but I also put some directions, I put some of the worksheets on Google Classroom. But it was nice that I can see the kids uploading things to Google Classroom. The kids believe that they were 100% accountable for the work. The second advice I would say is when you do come back to the classroom, I would start like you were never gone. So what do I mean by that? For me, I went several days and then I had a day off from jury duty, so I was back in the classroom, and my expectations were as if I have been there the entire time. So that was an easy transition. It wasn't, oh, I know there's been a sub in here, oh, I know you had sub work. It was, I looked through the sub work and I noticed that on Wednesday, no one completed the sub work, or the sub work was only half completed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm assigning that for homework. Or the kids love telling me about the sub. Oh, the sub did this. The sub allowed me to do this. Da 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 da. That's fine, but now your teacher is here. You can't give an inch with kids, especially my freshmen. Like, I had to be completely consistent with them, even though I was not there. So when they come in, they're like, "Oh, Miss Moore, you're back." You know, they were kind of happy I was back, but then they were just like, "Ugh, you know, now we don't have anyone we can try to get over." So my suggestion to you is if you have been summoned for jury duty and you know you're going to be out for a specific, if you're going to be out for a set amount of time, that you do two things. One, you don't stop the communication. And two, when you do go back, I want you to act like there was no time lost. How do you deal with absences from work, especially when they are long-term absences? What is your plan to keep everything rolling without interfering too much? If you are a teacher, I would love to see how you handle or what kind of activities you plan for the kids, or how do you plan to keep in contact with your kids, if you decide to keep in contact with your kids. And if you're not a teacher and you do something else, how do you keep your job flowing when you are absent? This is Miss Momo. I enjoy talking to you, and I want you to talk to me too. So don't forget to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload a video. Until next time.